Good afternoon, and thank you for joining my channel, Journey of Faith. My name is Pam, and I just wanted to start today with a little Bible verse, which is Matthew 6:24, and it reads as, "No one can serve two masters, for either he will hate one and love the other, or he will be devoted to one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and money." I guess I needed that one, at least for myself, because I have been so stressed out and worried about making things meet or stretch as far as I could, that it does get stressful because things have gone up so much across the board. And that's what today's discussion will be about, the rise in inflation. Everything has just gone up. The first thing that I want to talk about is the gas prices. Now, here in California, where we're at, we probably have a bigger increase than most of you do across the United States. Our gas prices are just astronomical. We have an additional tax that the state of California puts on our gas. We don't have a gas station in this little farming community where we live. We have to go out to the interstate, which is about 5 miles away from us, or drive into town, which is another 35 miles. But I was looking at past receipts, and 2 years ago, I was paying $3.26 a gallon. Today, or not today, let me back that up. A few days ago, when we were out at the freeway, I noticed that gas then was $6.10. And at the rate that it's going up, it's probably higher now. I don't know. Now, I know that Biden had been trying to get additional fuel from Saudi Arabia, but they've decided to cut production. Now the word is coming from the Saudis, saying that Biden has begged them not to cut production until mid-next month, which would be after midterm elections. Now, he's saying that it's not political. This is like a financial reason. Now, let me ask you this. Why, if it's done after midterm elections, would it not affect us? But if it was done now, it would. Just a question. I don't know. The other thing that's really bad here is our electric cost. And I'm sure everybody's utilities have gone up across the board. But our biggest one is our electric. Our electric comes from PG&E. And in the last few years, PG&E has been found responsible for so many of the wildfires that have started and had to pay huge amounts of fines. So we kind of expected that this year it was going to be higher than normal, but I certainly did not expect to pay $800 and something 1 month this summer, and this last month $946. That's almost double what it was a year ago. Now, PG&E is saying that there was an increase of around $384 annually. I promise you, it's not annually. Maybe monthly, but it's certainly not annually. The other thing is the federal government is now, I think, around the 1st of November, supposed to be raising the interest rate yet again. I think this would be their 4th increase so far this year, if I'm not mistaken. So many people are living off their credit cards, and how are they going to take care of that if everything keeps going up? It's not just at the pump. It's not just at the grocery store. It's across the board. It's like everybody's coming for you at every different angle. Now, here in our house, it's not quite as bad. I live with my 3 adult children, two which have disabilities, and we all kind of pitch our money together. So it's not as bad. I certainly feel sorry, and I don't understand how some do it, especially for let me get this out. My mind is not working today, I suppose. For single senior citizens, how they do it, as well as for single moms. God bless you all. I don't know. The one thing that we've done is I don't have a lot of space where we're at to grow things. I've grown vegetables in pots, and unfortunately, growing them in the pots don't do quite as well. But, you do what you can. You get tomatoes and things like that, they just don't turn out as well. We got some chickens, so we have eggs, and thank God we did that. My son will take a few dozen eggs every week to church, and they've kind of laughed and says he does his egg donation every week, which is nice. I mean, but you know what? It really comes back. People then give us baked goods. They are constantly helping out. This is just a wonderful community that we live in. Just a small little farming town. The other thing that's gone up really, really high, and I thought here was high, but when I got to looking, California was not in the top 10, and that's on rental increases. I was really surprised to see the top 10 states that had the biggest rental increases. Number one was Idaho. Their rental increase was 42%. New Mexico was 39.3%. New Hampshire was 37.1% increase. Florida, 37.1%, as well as Delaware, 35.4%. Arizona had a 34.4% increase. Rhode Island had 33.1%. North Carolina, 32.5%. Nevada, 32.2% increase. South Carolina had a 32% increase. Now, I don't know about you, but I can honestly speak for myself. I certainly, whether it be monthly, annual, weekly, I certainly don't see that type of increase on my income. Not in a very, very, very long time. The other thing that just drives me crazy, I try to do it because of gas as seldom as I can, or try to buy as much as I can and not make as many trips into town because of gas, and that's buying groceries. So I usually go into town about twice a month to get groceries. And I'll run my little calculator brain, because I only have so much that I can spend in the grocery store, and I know I better not go over that. I got to looking at some of the things that the average family would use a lot of. Eggs. Eggs have gone up 38%. And thank God we have our eggs. We don't have to worry about that. We get chickens here once in a while as well. Chickens, speaking of that, chickens have gone up since June, or as of June, 16.4%. The other thing that I know has gone up, because we drink a lot of this, milk, 47.3%. Now, when I give you these averages, some of you may be paying more where you're at, some may be paying much less than that. But this is just a national average. The other thing, and I couldn't really find, maybe because there's so many different ones, but I just couldn't get anything really on that, and that's cereal, because every once in a while we all like to have a bowl of cereal, but that's crazy how much that's gone up. Box of cereal, over $7. Really? One thing I do use a lot of, don't know any other way to get this one, is vegetable oil. As of February 2022, that had gone up 30% from the previous year. In April, though, this past April, it went up an additional 23%. That's insane. but there's no way around it. You got to have the vegetable oil. Another thing that is really disturbing here in California, and that's the homelessness. California is actually rated one of the highest states in the nation for the homeless. Everywhere you go, there's just tents and people sleeping just outside of stores. Not only are the people there with their shopping carts, but you don't know what you're going to be dealing with when you walk into this facility. In the state of California, and these numbers can't be absolutely correct, I don't know how they could be. The state of California has a total homeless, they're saying, and I'd honestly, if you drive to San Francisco, I'd say that San Francisco's got to have at least this much, but I don't know. Total homeless has 161,548. Now, homeless households for people that do couch surfing, just going from home to home and staying with this friend or another, there's over 7,000 homeless that are in a household. Veterans, yeah, that's the one I feel for. Veterans, there's over 10,980 homeless veterans. Almost 11,000 homeless veterans. Young adults, a very high number. 11,993. Almost 12,000. One that was not listed is children, minors. Now, it did go on to say that in California, the population here, the homeless population grew by an additional 22,000 due to the pandemic. I can certainly believe that. You know, guys, I don't know. All I can say is you just be thankful for what you've got. Thank God every day. And, you know, if you can, you've got the space, get you some chickens. Grow what you can, you know, cut your costs where you can. I know we've had to. In closing, I would like to say give you one little Bible verse. It's Psalm 79:8. Let your compassion quickly meet our needs, because we are on the brink of despair, which is, like I said, Psalm 79:8. We often need help because of our past choices and our sins. Ask God to help you. Focus on His compassion and His grace to lift you out of your despair and your heartache. Thank you for joining me, and all of you, please have a blessed day. Bye-bye now.